achievers agree. You must follow your heart and live your unique purpose in order to be successful and happy. It's inspiring to hear advice like this. It forces us to re-examine our own lives and search for our purpose. It encourages each one of us to chase our dreams despite what any naysayers may try to tell us. However, most of us also have a cynical voice in our head that hears such advice and counters with something like, "It's easy for them to say that, they've already made it big. They're hugely successful and wealthy. What if I chase my dream and fail?" Or that pessimistic voice says, "What if my dream job doesn't come with $1 million salary? I want to do what I love, but I've got bills to pay." And then there's this common rebuttal. "Sure, I'd love to follow my purpose, but I don't know what my purpose is. How do I find my purpose? And is it safe to follow that purpose once I find it?" These are two of life's most important questions, and these are the two questions this book will answer. For years now, I've wanted to write a book that answered these questions, but I wanted to make sure I explored this topic from the perspective of someone whose life's purpose didn't make him or her a household name. After all, not all of us are called to be movie stars or CEOs of billion-dollar corporations. When we're told to dream big and live life to the fullest, it's easy to picture the jet-setting entrepreneurs, billionaire business icons, and world-famous athletes living a life of non-stop excitement and fame. And it's true, most of those people got to where they are by following their heart and doing what they love to do. However, it's also true that following your heart and living your purpose may look a lot different. In fact, some of us would find that type of lifestyle quite unappealing. One man's biggest dream might very well be to run a Fortune 500 company and buy a penthouse apartment in New York City. But another man's biggest dream might be a simpler lifestyle, running a small family business in a close-knit community. One man's idea of life to the fullest may mean trotting around the globe with one new adventure after another. But another man's idea of life to the fullest means a quieter life, where weekly Sunday dinners with his family make him feel more fulfilled than anything else. One man's dream may be to grace the cover of Sports Illustrated and coach a famous NFL team. Another man's dream life may be coaching a high school team in a small Midwestern town. My point is not that one of the previous examples is right and the other is wrong. It's simply that your purpose, following your heart, will be unique to you. Your biggest dream will not look like everyone else's, and you can't let others dictate what your calling should be. Despite what you may see on TV, purpose doesn't always correlate with fame. Living life to the fullest doesn't necessarily mean you'll end up on the cover of magazines and traveling the world 9 months out of the year. All around you in everyday life, there are people who are living their purpose. They're the exception and not the norm, but you notice them when you see them. They're joyful at work. They take pride in what they do. They're driven to constantly learn and improve, and they seem so alive, so happy. I'm thinking of the teachers who go above and beyond to make a difference in their students' lives, the family doctors who take a personal interest in the lives of their patients, the firefighters who believe it's their calling to save other people's lives, the soldiers who risk everything for their country, and the stay-at-home parents who lovingly and gladly sacrifice other personal desires to raise happy, successful, and respectful children. These are people who have chosen to follow their heart and live their true purpose, even though they've never received fame and accolades for doing so. I wanted to write a book about following your heart and living your purpose, but I wanted it to be applicable to everyone, not just those who are called to careers that can make them famous. The main character in this book is John Callahan, a man in his mid-50s who has spent his life following his heart. His life's dream was to follow in his father's footsteps as a high school football coach